As Vikings fandom, we have seen our fair share of backup quarterback success stories. I mean, Gus Frerotte back in the day when Adrian Peterson was in his second year ran for over 1,700 yards and 10 touchdowns. We saw what happened with Case Keenum when he took this team on just a magic season. Just it was fantastic. And now it's Josh Dobbs' time. So I understand that over the last couple of weeks he's been a stud for the Vikings, and yes, he's led them to back-to-back wins. The Vikings have now won 5 straight, stand at 6-4, technically second place in the AFC or in the NFC North right now. Excuse me, depending on what happens with the Lions and Chargers game later today. What's obviously they're playing right now, it's tied at 31, but it is what it is with 8 minutes left to go. But right now, the question to me is how far can Josh Dobbs take the Vikings? Excuse me. I mean, over the last couple of games, he's been solid. He's attempted 64 passes, completed 43 of them. That's about 66.66667% for 426 yards, 3 touchdowns. Also has ran for 110 yards and 2 touchdowns. And this offense, it just feels different with Josh Dobbs in there. Like it's almost like there's a certain element of invincibility. They can't be touched because, honestly, I'm not going to win here. Because Josh Dobbs, with a offensive line that has been not very good in the past, he makes them look a lot better than I think they are. Even though, I mean, Christian Darrisaw, Brian O'Neill are those dudes on the outside, and the interior is always going to be the question mark. But Josh Dobbs seems like he can get it done for the Vikings. And yes, he's won a couple right now in a row for this team. But to me, if you are going to take a team to to certain heights, I think that as an offense, especially for how they played in the second half against the Saints, you need to keep your foot on the throat and just press down. And that's not all on Josh Dobbs. I realize that Kevin O'Connell is definitely to blame for this one as well. But as the starting quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings, you need to be able to press down. You need to be able to lead your team in a couple of key spots when they need it. And it really came down to a failed Hail Mary attempt by the Saints there in this one. And it was just absolutely shocking. And I think that when you ask the question of how far can Josh Dobbs take the Vikings, I think that it's possible they can make the playoffs, but I also think that this is something that you need to be firing on all cylinders with. Your defense needs to continue to play like it is, needs to be getting sacks, needs to be getting turnovers. Josh Dobbs needs to have the freedom. Let this man play like the absolute juggernaut that we know he can. Again, he's probably not going to throw for 300 or 400 yards every single game, but he can run the football effectively. He scrambles very well, and he gives you that unpredictability that you really haven't had in Minnesota for a while. Like Case Keenum really was fire in a bottle that year in 2017, and now it's Josh Dobbs. Can he continue to roll around the pocket? Can he make plays with his legs? Can he extend drives? I think he can. And so as for the question of how far can Josh Dobbs take the Vikings, I think he can be relatively far, but we'll see if it is enough to make them have a deep playoff run. But this is exciting. He's been fantastic this season. This offense is different. It's another added element, and it's going to be fun to watch as we move along here. But hey, at the end of the day, let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below. But at the end of the day, let us know about how far you think Josh Dobbs, can take the Minnesota Vikings.